Hello everyone. Once again, I want to make a video on Bchg and LTCN, and I want you to know more about it. I think there was a previous video that I made about this, but I just want to update and make sure that to remind you guys what Bchg and LTCN is all about. So first of all, I'm going to talk about Bchg and how many shares it has. So it has 47.2 million shares. So how did I find out that Bchg has 47,200,000 shares? Well, all you have to do is just take the asset under management and divide it by the NAV price of Bchg. And as of Friday, which is, about a day and a half, 2 days ago, on Grayscale, the website says that the NAV price of Bchg is $5.17. And the asset under management is 244 million. So if you're going to divide $224 million by $5.17, then you will have 47.2 million shares. And the market cap, unfortunately, the market cap is lower. That means Bchg is at a discounted price at $4.50 a share. And if you want to calculate the market cap, that means like how much money is actually in Bchg, then you want to take the shares, which is 47.2 million shares, and you want to multiply it by the current price, which is $4.50. So when I multiply $4.50 right here, as you can see, times by 47.2 million, it's $212.4 million, right? And compare it to 244 million, that means it's about $32 million cheaper than NAV of Bchg. So that means if you divide 212 by 244, I would estimate it at about 11 to a 12% discount, right? Which is under NAV prices. So I just want to explain to you how I got the number of shares. So from now on, you can calculate yourself as well too, how many shares and what's the NAV as compared to the market cap price, right? Which is the current price. And now let's get to LTCN. If you're going to look at LTCN on the Grayscale website, it says that the AUM, which is the asset under management, is $161 million. And the current NAV price of it is $6.65. So in order for us to find out how many shares there are, then I'm going to take this 161 million, right? So just 161 million divided by $6.65, which should give you 24.2 million shares. So 24,200,000 shares of LTCN. But the current price of LTCN is $6.13. So it is 52 cents under NAV price. So that is approximately 8 to 9% on sale, right? Because when you calculate the current market cap of LTCN, it's $148,350,000. And just compare it to the 161. So all you need to do is just divide 148.350 divided by 161, and you should get a percentage. And I believe that percentage is around 8 or 9% cheaper than the NAV prices. That means if these two become ETF, then right now automatically Bchg ETF would be $5.17 and LTCN ETF would be $6.65. This is why people always want to buy under NAV prices, because when it turns to an ETF, they will profit regardless of, the price that it is at. So now moving on, now I'm going to go to talking to you about, we know that Bchg has about 47.2 million shares and LTCN has 24.2 million shares. So basically, to get BCH to, let's say, $10, right? Then I would just multiply $10 times by the $47.2 million share, 47.2 million shares, right? So that would equal to $472 million. So if the market cap can go to $472 million, then BCHG should be about $10. So right now it's about 48.3 million, right? So let's say we were to add about 300 million into that, then it will be roughly close to $10 because it'll be at 448 million as versus like 472 million, right? So basically at approximately $500 million that is pumped into BCHG will get you above $10, like barely above $10, maybe $11. So what I'm trying to say is investors need to add $300 million, right, to bump BCHG to about $10. And $300 million dollars into BCHG is basically $5 to $6 worth of the stock price, right? And so for LTCN, if they were to add 300 million into the market cap of LTCN, which is 148 million right now, or known as $6.13 per share, then what it can do is it can actually triple up to $18. Let me see. How did I figure that out? Right? Because if you think about it, right, $6.13, if you multiply by 3, right? So like 6.13 times by 3, then it'll equal to $18.39. Okay, so $18.39. So basically 148 million times 3 equals to how much? Like $444 million, right? So this is $444 million. So you add 300 to 148, that's like $448 million, right? So it's approximately the same. That's why I can use the formula of multiplying 613 times by 3 to get the price. So once again, rough estimate, if we can get BCHG investors to invest $500 million total into BCHG, then we should be over $10. If we can get investors to pump in, let's say about $500 million into LTCN, then it should be roughly around $20. So I'm just saying, that it can go up pretty fast. It just depends on how many investors are willing to invest at the same time to pump up the stock. It's kind of similar to how investors pumped up Zcash, right? To like 50 something dollars. I'm going to talk more about Zcash on my next video, and then I'm going to do a mathematical floor plan of BCG and LTCN. Like, for example, if investors invested 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion to LTCN, what can the price be? Similarly for BCHG. So I'm going to make a couple of more videos to really explain the situation. And once again, this is not financial advice, but it's just giving you the mathematical formula of what we need in order for BCHG and LTCN to pump up to certain prices. That's why it is imperative for, people to spread the news about LTCN and BCHG, even if it's like a meme kind of thing, right? Like a meme coin kind of thing or a penny stock kind of thing. Once it gets out there in a network and someone decides to invest and, they get other people in to invest, then that's how they can just build it up. Just the way how AMC was built up. Just the way how GME was built up. So therefore, BCHG and LTCN can be built up because it was built up before. So hopefully history repeats itself, and you guys have gained some knowledge on these Grayscale funds. And please like and subscribe so more people will have the opportunity to watch this video. All right, I'm out.